A brother shall make careful examination of conscience as to his observance of the rule, and report as directed. He shall heed any counsel which may be given to him as a result of this report.
The community has definitely afforded me a way of living out a Christian vocation in a manner that is authentically my own, but is shared with other people. And that's the uniqueness of us, that we allow people to seek their own level. We allow people to do what it is that God is calling them to do without essentially channeling them through a very narrow gate. I mean, there's certainly formation and shaping and things like that, but they're more about helping you become who you need to be, and less about forming you in the way we want you to be formed.
May I be modest and humble, strong and constant to serve under the discipline of Christ.
A lot of listening, a lot of watching, a lot of kind guidance from various brothers as to how the religious life was lived in the Brotherhood of St. Gregory. It was gradually discovering where I might be able to make some contribution. Richard appointed me as provincial of Province 1, which was very, very interesting.
Being in the context of community and accountability calls me back. I might have wandered off without any bind to pull me back, to remind me of my deeper commitments.
I'm so grateful to the Brotherhood of St. Gregory for the education program, especially that started it all, because that education program really formed me. It did its job. It made me start to be a Gregorian. The education starts when you're admitted as a postulant and assigned your mentor. My mentor, I could not have asked for a better mentor. So he had the answers to my questions, and I had the answers to the questions, and it really was a team effort. And I would not be the brother that I am today without that postulancy in the bishop program.
A brother shall make a careful examination of conscience as to his observance of the rule, and report as directed. He shall heed any counsel which may be given to him as a result of this report.
It has been a journey, and the journey continues. It will continue to the end of my life. But it is a challenge. Some days I have said to myself, what in the world were you thinking? What were you thinking when you became a brother? What is this? What have you done to yourself? Because every day can be a challenge. And, it's been 22 years, I guess, or 23 years. So there's been something that's kept me here. Even though there are times when there are doubts, and I think that if brothers tell you they've never had any doubts, they're not being totally honest with themselves.
Our life, as I see it, vows under the rule, is simply how God is calling us to structure and live out our baptismal covenant. It's not better or worse, higher, lower, greater spirituality. It's just the way we experience God calling us to live into a more fuller relationship in the covenant. And we learn to do that every day for the rest of our natural lives. I'm a pretty slow learner, I guess, sometimes.
A brother shall make a careful examination of conscience as to his observance of the rule, and report as directed. He shall heed any counsel which may be given to him as a result of this report.
All brothers shall be alert to the possibility of a call to retreat at the weekend closest to the patronal festival of the Brotherhood or at the Embertides.
Well, for myself, the turning point came before I was even admitted as a postulant, because I would come up and play for the brothers' convocation liturgies, and I would always leave on the mountaintop high, as they say, because it was so great. The brothers were all kind to me and brother-like, you know. But then I got home and I came down off the mountaintop. Then one day I didn't come down.
And being part of a community that is dispersed, but not dispersed, if you understand what I mean. When I visit other religious communities that are residential, this isn't a put down of them, but I'm always amazed because we seem to have more of a common life with each other, even though we live together only two weeks out of the year, than these guys or gals who are living together all the time. And that means something. And maybe it's because we do it so little that it means so much to us.
All brothers shall be alert to the possibility of a call to retreat at the weekend closest to the patronal festival of the Brotherhood or at the Embertides.
We would do quarterly 3 or 4 day, 2 to 3 day retreats as a community where we would all go off to, we had various relationships with monastic communities where we would just stay in their guest houses. That was very important because it really made for a strong local presence.
It's the laughter and the joking. There is an uplifting quality that is part of our stories when we're together, and certainly it's something that I carry when I leave here, about just the value of laughter